All right, hey everyone. Welcome to my channel. Basically, we are going to discuss about um, the white set build. As you've probably known my previous videos, that this is an Axe Captain 2.0, so we basically change character. And in this build, I focus on a more budget-friendly build for all of us, where it's using level 25 white set and level 50 white set, and it's super good. I'm using Eclipse Ring, but if you don't have the budget for this, you can always go with the blue set. The blue is right here. Equipment, accessory. So you can use this one. And if you don't have the budget for Eclipse Ring, I'm using Rose Shield as well. If you don't have the budget for this, then I don't recommend you to use this build. Seriously, I don't recommend you use this build. Instead, you go with white shield and change this to another blue ring, fit set. So in here you can just focus on your poison or reflect, but I don't recommend, because I think this is the best build. It's not free to play friendly because you have to buy a Rose Shield, and Rose Shield is pretty pricey in Valhalla, because this is a Sultan server. Rich kids playing here, dude, so it's very pricey. Usually it's at about 250, but back when it started it's like 90k, 100k diamond, and in other servers it's like 70k diamond, so it is a lot more affordable in other servers, but in Odin it's pretty pricey. If you're free to play, you can always just keep on buying diamonds, if you want to, and buy that shield. But yeah, so I'm talking about this build. It's a spender build. It's not entirely free to play, and you don't have to go +6. You can just stop at +4, and this is like +5 or 6. White set is pretty easy to get to +7. Stressful if you want to +7 everything, and it's worth it. So my HP right now is at 1.2, but if I change to PvP set, I'm at 1.33, and in here I'm using Marine Sphere, but when it's PvP I use 1 Wormtail and 2 Obiun. Reason being is because a lot of the classes use stuns and only wizards use freeze, so that's why we only use 1 Wormtail. But you want to avoid being CC'd, because honestly this build isn't so tanky. The defense is pretty low, relatively with other builds, that's more whale. So you have to use outer counter, you have to use steel heart to make yourself more defensive, and endure as well. It's an option to go 5, but right now I'm still leveling up the Lord's Aura for my team. So yeah, this is the build, and how to grind is very simple. You just have to use you go for small mobs because it's just easier to one hit. You will suffer if you don't if you don't pump your strength, and if you don't use Bowling Bash, because this is your main grinding skill, Bowling Bash. And the only way for Bowling Bash to do more damage is that you have to have a lot more mobs, and that's why small mobs is the best option. Number of monsters -1. So yeah, pretty straightforward. And maybe the most important thing is grinding skill, because a lot of one-hand knights suffer from grinding. So don't worry, I think grinding is great using this set, or even if you're using full blue, which works as well, because we can discuss about it later. But that's really good for GVG. And Yeah, basically just use bowling bash as your grind skill, and auto counter, it does most damage for this type of build. Don't use Master Break because you want to use Bigfoot, because a lot of your skills are neutral. Like Outer Counter is neutral element, Self Ignite is neutral element, Brandish Spear is neutral element, and because of that, as in this type of build, you want to focus on neutral, neutral damage. If you're DPS and you use auto attack, you want to use fire because you want to get the buff from your Magnum Break. But that's another topic. So if you only do fire if you're doing DPS, I don't think Spear Knight is optimal doing fire. But some of them who can do 200 million damage are using fire, so whatever. But let's talk about this type of build. Yeah, how to grind. Very simple. Turn off everything, and all you need is just Lord's Aura and your Bowling Bash. So you're gonna need some loadout for this. Who am I? Aveline London. Alright, sorry guys. I'm just being a dick here. So yeah, how to grind is just do Bowling Bash. And you can pretty much one hit it. Especially if you use blue. I'm using white sword and this. If you want to do more damage, you can actually use this. Yeah, you can use your blue and your offhand. You need the physical damage bonus, so you can use this one. That's another option if you don't have like high refines, and if you're +4 and low upgrades. You cannot use this shield. You have to use a P damage shield to increase your damage. So that's about the build. So summary. One, my build is for minimal spender. Not entirely free to play. 2, I use poison and reflect set. 3, I rely on regen plus higher HP from ring and shield. That's about the build. Pretty straightforward. Everything else is just Vid enchants. So let's put that. Vid enchants. Grinding, I use Bowling Bash on small mobs. You can do like medium mobs as well. Let me show you. Wait, maybe I have TP. Let's say you want to go for, let's go for wolf, right? So or Bigfoot, whatever. All right, let's go for wolf. Let's say you want to go for this guy. How you do it is very simple. Turn on everything. And this is more pricey because you have to pay for the pots. But the joint beat and the brandish spear does a lot of damage. See, 200k. Not bad. Not bad. And 50k per tick from the self-ignite. And we play neutral. So this is how you do it. And yeah, I think this guy's pretty cool. Who's this guy? Crimson. Okay, sorry bro. Yeah, so use joint beat and brandish and self-ignite. So if you're fighting for mobs here, like with this guy, right? You have to use single DPS. So you have to use your joint beat and brandish spear and everything just to make the kill. Yeah, this guy's pretty pissed. So let's move. Let's not disturb. And if you hit a certain amount of HP, you can just turn on your self ignite, and you will still regen if you have low HP because of this skill. Yeah, this skill. So when it falls below 30%, it'll regen. So we'll see it in action very soon. I guess that's it. That's it for the build, and hope you guys enjoy it. We can also discuss about PvP, which I think it did pretty well. It fought against like gold set guys with like 50k budgets, and it can still win easily. As you see, it just regenerate, right? That 49k is this skill right here. It will not trigger in PvP, but because we're not in PvP, you can just turn it on and no problem. And yeah, so that's how you do it. And hope this helps everyone. Cheers, thanks guys.